My name is Anthony Hines. For the last many years, I've been working for various large companies in the information technology area, and I've learned a lot about careers. I've learned a lot about career development. I've learned a lot about the job search process, and I've learned a lot about how to really survive in the work world, both of yesterday and today. Today, we're going to talk to you about standout interview questions. These are questions that I used during my interview process when I was interviewing with various companies. These interview questions got me remembered. Now, as I say, remembered could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, right? But they got me remembered, and that's really all you can look for in the job search process, right? That's all you can really hope for in the job search process is to be remembered. So, that's what these questions are doing because most people go into interviews and they're afraid to ask anything, or they ask these standard questions, and they ask questions like, when is my first vacation, or what do what's the culture like, or how many hours am I expected to work? I mean, these are basic questions because people are afraid to make a mistake. See, I see the whole thing differently. My perspective is that the interview process is a conversation. Everything to do about the interview is a conversation. Because you know what? You're interviewing the hiring manager just like the hiring manager is interviewing you. You may not want to work there, right? You may not believe it's a good fit. Everybody says, well, I'll make it work, especially, people that are really looking for a job. Sure, no problem at all. But if you're already working, you have a job, remember, people, if you're working and you have a job, you only want to leave for the right job. If you know what you're doing and you know where you are and you know how to do your job and it's a good situation, you don't want to leave just to leave. You only want to leave for the right job. So keep that in mind, because people that job hop a lot, yeah, they may make more money, but really, the fact of the matter is how much is a known factor worth versus a few more dollars. I mean, we could look at that versus, for another podcast. We'll save that for another podcast. Okay, so I will never tell you I'm a professional. I will never tell you I've written books or many books on the job search or the career development process. I'm just a guy that's had a long career that I like to share my experiences with people because I want them to learn from my mistakes and I want them to learn about what I did well. So, my fact of the matter is, that's what I try to do, help people to get along. And you know what? I want to tell them about my mistakes because a smart person learns from their mistakes, and a smarter person learns from other people's mistakes, as well as the fact that experience not shared is experience wasted. I really believe that. I started these podcasts a long time ago, and I did it just um, because one of the people I helped to get a job really, really told me that people want to hear what I had to say. So it took this person a long time to get me to really embrace it, but you know what? I've done a bunch now and they're kind of fun. So first of all, I want to thank that person. They know who they are. But the second of all, I want to get out there and give all of you my experiences through these podcasts, and hopefully they'll help you. So without further ado, enough about me. Let's talk about these questions. Okay? So we think about questions, right? After all you've done to gain an interview, you really want to make sure that you are seen as unique and positively different than other candidates. These candidates are ones that I have, these questions actually, not candidates, these questions are ones that I have asked myself. Now, some of these may lead back to you having to offer an opinion or a possible solution. So before you ask that question, you better be ready. Okay? So the fact of the matter is, I personally believe the person who takes a risk in an interview and really goes for it and lets the person know about themselves is the person that's remembered. That's just my opinion. I mean, there are many books written on interviews and everything like that, but the theory around these questions are make them unique so people remember you, but also take a chance because you want to be remembered. And the fact of the matter is, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about these questions. Just be ready. As I say, you may be asked back a solution or an opinion or a case study, or a case analysis based on the question. So use them carefully, but I say use them. All right. Let me start with the first one. You say to your hiring manager, "What keeps you up at night?" I personally love this one because it shows the interviewer that you are interested into what worries him or her, and you are showing them that you really might have a solution to help them sleep better, which is important to everyone. Here is where I think you need to think quick. A non-committal response will only hurt you in this case, so you better have something to give back. Hey, I've never said it was easy, but then again, you are not an average job seeker, correct? You believe in yourself, right? So if you're going to ask these questions, I'm sure you have answers because you people are all, as we say in Boston, wicked smart, right? So that's the one. So let me ask, so here's the next one. What do you feel are important skills that are needed to be successful in this position? Once you get the reply, you can take those important skills and reference examples in your career where you use those skills, those very skills to succeed. Even if you don't have an exact match, reference something that you did that was close. Again, it's about you here, not me or anyone telling you what to say. You're selling yourself, people. You believe in yourself. You love yourself. The fact is, you're selling yourself because you know what? If the person who's interviewing you is excited about you, guess what? They're going to want to hire you. But if you're not excited about yourself, how could they how can they be excited about you? So understand, you got to be excited about yourself. Okay? And that's got to be a, a passion as well as an exuberance and overall pretty much excitement, but in a positive way. Because if you're excited about yourself, you're confident, you're ready to go. Love yourself, believe in yourself, and that way things could work out for you. Let's go to the next question. The next question is, um, let's see now. Let's see. The next question is, what do you feel makes the perfect employee? Again, be ready to reply based on your experience and your accomplishments to show that you're a solid fit based on what the hiring manager says. You hear me say sometimes that you have to love yourself, as I just said, before an employer can have the confidence in you. This is an example where your deep knowledge of your own skills should come out because that perfect employee should translate to who you are. So the fact of the matter is, keep that in mind. Okay, then there's when he asks you about questions, say this. How about this one? Would you mind? The hiring manager, he or she will say, "Do you have any questions?" At that point, you would say, "Would you mind if I provided a little more detail as to why I would be a great fit for this position?" Personally, I say give 3 reasons. And you can always paraphrase that to, "Would you mind if I gave you 3 reasons why it'd be great?" Keep your answers concise and relevant, but talk about why you are above the others and would be the best for the position. For some people, it is easier than others, but you need to seize the opportunity. This is not grammar school or high school, okay? This is the big boy world, the big girl world. And the fact of the matter is, this is your spot, your chance. Own it. And the fact is, show you own it by being confident about yourself, okay? And here's your next one. Can I tell you why I believe I will add to this company in the first week that I'm on board? You have to think big on this question and really show why you are special and why you're the best for the job. If you connect on this question, it could be a game changer. Again, people, you have to make it happen. Bring your skills to the table and put it in context. How will you bring value to the company? Okay? So the fact of the matter is, think about value, cost savings, things like that. How will you bring value? That's what you're trying to do in that question. You can bring up things like mentoring and your experience as a mentee or mentor. Interviewers are always impressed with people who are constantly learning and investing in themselves, as well as giving back to the industry and to the other coworkers by sharing their experiences. Do not discount this experience. It shows maturity and selflessness. It also shows that you're open to give or receive knowledge. The fact is, your question in that case would be, would you mind if I talked to you about my mentoring experience and how I was able to learn or how I was able to help other people? Because that's inviting for people, because it shows you're a real team player. It never hurts to talk about how you've been involved or, as I say, initiated cost savings. So your question in that case would be, would you mind if I told you about some cost savings that I've done in my career? Companies are always looking to save money. And if you can help them do it, I have to believe that they will be interested. I say it over and over. Believe in yourself. Be able to explain why you're the best candidate. Companies are always looking for people that take the initiative and lead as needed. Be okay with talking about your own skills. They are part of you, and you should always be proud of them. So you should say, in that case, would you mind if I gave you some stories about how I was able to save money in previous jobs? Okay. Now let's say the hiring manager asks you a tough question. Okay, and it takes you a minute. Remember, people, silence is not a bad thing. Pausing to reply is not a bad thing. Now, in my own experience, understand that sometimes that's hurt me because of my excitedness and overall, exuberance. Something that hurt me in the past would be that I tried so hard, I would answer too quickly. I didn't even realize I was doing it until someone told me. Once I found that out, I adjusted and had better luck getting jobs. Um, so the fact of the matter is you can also talk to them about their interests, because you probably should have checked LinkedIn before you met with them and learned about them. What connection do you make regarding interests, such as, hi, I could see from your LinkedIn profile that we're both into photography. How long have you been doing it? Or things like that. The reality is, you can talk about sports or other interests. I'm just saying, use your LinkedIn profile and talk about common interests. Because remember, managers are always looking to make a connection. Okay? Then I want you to remember, do not, and I mean do not, forget to ask for the job. Sometimes that can be a thing that puts you over the top. Lots of people have had success with that. If you feel it will help you, go for it. Never, never say, I should have said this. I should have said that. It's always next time. And the reality is, it's on you. Have yourself be ready and be ready to go. Your skills and your personality, more importantly, matter. Just be yourself, because you want that person to be the one that the company hires and appreciates. Don't try to be somebody else in an interview. Just be yourself. If it doesn't work out, guess what? It doesn't work out. Okay? There are other companies, there are other things you can do. You can always practice your questions on informational interviews. Informational interviews are a great way to practice your skills and your presentation. They're basically people that you know in industry that are managers or directors or the like, that interview a lot of people. Sit with them and have a mock interview, or learn about the company they work for in an interview setting. And also, look to your LinkedIn connections for informational interviews. You may want to test some of your previously listed questions during an informational interview, as that is a more relaxed setting. It may allow you the ability to refine your replies. Again, stay concise and get to the point in all replies. No long versions, no interruptions. Few companies hire know-it-alls or a person that talks too much. That's what I've seen in my experience. But use informational interviews to build your experience. And if you have test questions based on some of the ones I had told you before, just use these. Again, what's the perfect employee in your mind? What keeps you up at night? What are some of the gaps that exist today in your process that nobody can solve? What's out there that you are worried about regarding a risk to your environment or your culture? These are questions that you're coming to solve. You're proving your value. These are the questions that are going to help you get noticed. So the fact of the matter is, it's up to you to do the best for you. Come join my LinkedIn group, Anthony Hines Job Search and Career Help Now, and come and go on Facebook and check out my Anthony Hines Job Search and Career Help Now um, page on Facebook, as well as on Instagram, same name, and the Job Search and Career Help Now YouTube page. If you have any worries or you need the links, just email me at ahines00001. That's ahines, 4 zeros and a 1 at gmail.com. Interview questions make a difference, people. So the fact of the matter is, you want to make the conversation a conversation that's interactive, because remember, you're interviewing the hiring manager as well. Okay? Remember, people, confidence. Believe in yourself. Before anybody else can believe in you, you have to believe in yourself. Your career is your responsibility. So own it, take it, embrace, and go. Okay? Have a great day, everyone. I hope I helped you out. And come check out my other podcasts on podbean.com. Oh, do me a favor. Tell all your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell your friends' enemies. Tell everybody you know, all your co-workers, to come follow me on podbean.com. I've had a nice little run here with a growing followers. So I'm asking everybody who follows me now, go out there and tell the world. Because you know what? I want to help everybody. I want to help them through my free podcast and my subscribing career development podcast, because I have a lot of experience to share. I've been in the industry a long time. I want to give it all to you, every one of you, everyone that listens. I want to give it all to you, and I want you to internalize it and make it work for you. So have a great day, everyone, and be well. Bye-bye now.